All right, all right. So this is a special episode of After the Match podcast with your host Samuel Lyon and live here on Hello Media, and this will also be up on our audio platform on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever else you listen to us on audio platforms. And I'm so elated to be here. I'm so elated to be here. So it's Saturday morning down here in Calabar, West Africa, Nigeria, and boy oh boy. This is a special, just like I said earlier, this is a special episode of After the Match podcast because after the match podcast being a wrestling podcast, um, I didn't really see this, but I love the fact that we can get into every other sport that is making waves and everything. And last night, in Miami, Florida, it was the biggest match in history, put together by the Paul brother, one of the Paul brothers. That's the Jake Paul of the world with his MVP franchise boxing, franchise. We're putting out the best women in the boxing world out there and everything. So, his match with Tank Davis was cancelled. I didn't really get into the weeds of why that was. So, like, it was interesting to see when AJ's match was announced, and like, and this was me. I'm like, wait, what? AJ, like Anthony Joshua, and I'm like, wait, Anthony Joshua is like in this match. And we had Ariel Awani. Ariel Awani is my go-to guy for anything mixed martial arts. And Ariel Awani was, explaining the whole bit and all of that. And then we had the match. So so this is me, getting into the weeds. So my friend called me like, "Are you watching these AJ and Jake Paul?" I'm like, "Dude, like we have not subscribed yet. The next one expired a couple of days ago. Like, the motivation to get that done, and so we up our payments on Netflix. Yes, we did, and I'm like, we're gonna watch it live. And what was the time? And we checked, like, it's gonna be around 5 a.m. West African time over here. And I'm like, he called me exactly around 2 3 a.m. That's when the show's gonna start. And he called me around 5. Like, are you up? We need to get this done. And we got this done. I got it real. We made our payments and everything. I'm like, watch the match. I went right back and I was doing other things and all that early morning. And boom, I just finished watching the goddamn show. And I'm like, did Jake Paul just WWE the boxing fans? I mean, they were pissed because it's as if I did not really get into the weeds of everything. All right, cool. But so listening to all this, so like everybody was like, the fans were booing. Okay, so let's just get this down to gritty. So AJ made a post on X, and with the post on X, it now put in the England flag, and we're like, you better know if you go lose. You better use the flag where you use take post say you go beat. It's because everybody thought like, baby, come and say this is this is Jake Paul. So like, I mean, come on, he had Mike Tyson, like he's had fights where he's won and all of that. So everybody was like, oh shit, he might just win this one. And nobody doubted. I'm not sure, like, majority did not actually doubt AJ. I did see and the is it Andrew Tate? Yes, Andrew Tate was right there in front row. Logan Paul and his wife, we saw them there getting their own shots and all of that. And AJ coming out, with the all performance and all, and like I loved the like what happened next was so funny. So Jake Paul came out all dressed up, all glammed up with the Hulk Hogan red and red and yellow, and Hulkamania was running wild, and they were like, we had the song and all of that. I'm like, why do we always go to like the us versus them kind of thing? Like, oh, it's always gonna be USA versus any other country and everything. And like, so he pulled in on heartstrings. I mean, talk about a boy that understands his story. He gets a whole lot of that, and he did. He did come out in the red and yellow. He was being his entourage, and he was being performed out by 6ix9ine. Yeah, 6ix9ine. So I was like, who was that? And it was 6ix9ine performing out there and all, and it's red and yellow and all. So like everybody expected this match. I mean, he would come in here, AJ would give him send him down, send him back, send it home early, and we're getting frustrated because it was WWE up, and it's on Netflix. So Jake was just like, it was just, I'm like, this is my fresh up reaction, which I'm like, "Wait, what am I watching?" I mean, he was getting down, he wasn't being touched. I was like, what the, wait, one, round two, round three, and you could just see the frustration in AJ's face. But AJ being the, obviously you understood the assignment. I mean, come on, this is the Paul, this is one of the Paul brothers. I mean, they're known for being jackass, and you're like, you expect these tantrums, or like all these tantrums from all this shit. And there was one moment in that match when one of the people that is always after the doing the round, after the round, they will check in on you, they'll be giving you water, I mean taking care of you and all of that. And one of Paul's person was just explaining, this is how you do it to AJ, you have the, and I'm like, bitch, that nigga didn't do shit. Like, what are you watching what I'm watching? Like, why are you fucking defending to him? Like, what is he going to do? Because clearly he's not doing anything in that ring, and I'm like, it was just so funny. I'm like, just watching the whole thing. I'm like, whoa. But like, I loved everything of it. Like, he's a promoter. Like, take it, you can call Jake Paul if you want to call him, but what you're not gonna call him is um a fucking millionaire. Like, you can't not call him that, because that's who he is. He's a promoter. Like, look at all the people he had in that arena. Like, the place was packed. It was lively. Like, shout outs to the people. Like, look at the celebrities that came in there. Look at the fans. The people paid in hard earned money. I think there was one part in that match where the referee was like, "Yeah, I mean, come on, you need to cut this crap." And these are people paid added money to be here. If you're gonna fight, you're gonna fight. And I'm like, if that's what you were selling me, if that's what it took to sell me to get me into like that, let's fucking do it. And you just saw Mauro Ronaldo come alive. I mean, my man Mauro freaking Ronaldo. I mean, what is it gonna take for TKO? What is it gonna take for WWE to just sit down? I mean, the trips. Nick Khan, somebody whip up a contract and give it to Mauro Ronaldo. We need him back. Damn, I miss my man Marinallo. He was calling that shit to her. Like, there was one call he made. Oh my goodness, I told myself I'm not gonna forget this. Um Oh, I believe, yeah, is it I don't know if it was Jake Paul or who it was, like, he's dishing out this track more than like dishing out is it dishing out tracks or dishing out dicks more than a diss track, and I'm like, my god, these are the references that made Maradona the man, and he's still the fucking man. And him being on that call, the right person for the job. I mean, come on, TKO, WWE, Nick Khan, go get your man, go get your man. It was so funny in the whole match, like, just like everything, and then obviously, come on, what were you expecting? A fucking J, AJ, Anthony Joshua, KO that man ass, and called it a night. And I love the sportsmanship, him calling out Tyson Fury, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a big fight. And it's so amazing. Like, I literally loved every single bit of it. Shout out to all the people that were in the undercards, because I was like, it's a 4 to 5 hours event. There's no freaking hell I'm watching all of this. But I was skipping through. I'm like, oh, like, literally shout outs, because they are in a crazy position, at least in a big fight, a big day, and they get featured. And I know some of them have their families out there and all of that. Like, shout out to every single person, all the single athletes that went out there and did the job. To the ladies, mwah, chef's kiss. But man, 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 we all went there to watch Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, and we were like, we don't need this content creator to get this done. Like, we don't need this bullshit. AJ, you go out there and you fucking do the job. And my goodness, did AJ? I'm looking at the stats. Yeah, AJ knocked his ass out, and that was cool to see. I love that, love that. Making it a believer in AJ, and you call it whatever you want. Jake Paul is a promoter. He's a superstar. um like, I like the intro to the show where, like, who has the most to lose, and whichever way you look, the both of these people add most of, because imagine AJ going there and losing. I mean, this legacy is done, and I believe Ariel Awani asked him about that. He was like, "Who cares about legacy?" And I'm like, "Come on, is it just denying me right now? Everybody cares about their legacy and all of that. Like, going in there losing to this content creator, like, that would literally, it might not literally ruin, like everybody would say it would ruin, but it might, at least it would definitely do something to his career as a whole. And I loved the other part, like, okay, this is a content creator. I mean, from looking, I don't know, explain that from Marina, from looking down at Tank Davis to looking up to Anthony Joshua. That was incredible, impeccable way to go about it and all of that. And he knew he was. I mean, please, I this was the part of like I literally need to get this one out there. Like, I know for sure AJ was big, but I was like, wait, is it Jake Paul, or is it my eyes, or is it this iPhone 16? Because my goodness, AJ was deceptively big in there. I'm like, is that how tall and big? Like, I mean, dude, like, it's big. Damn. And I see why people were for like, dude, you need to knock this man out in round one. And they got to the sixth round, and impeccable fights. And I mean, it was a crazy one. Like, it looks so WWE, and I love every single bit of it. My WWE fandom ass was like all over it. I'm like, go get them, Jake. Go get them. But it was amazing. It was amazing. Shout out to everybody that got to make this possible. I mean, Netflix did that. I mean, Netflix picking up podcast left and right. I mean, come on, we need that Netflix money. But it's impeccable. Love this and all of that. So yeah, to Jake Paul, you did your bit. Amazing, congratulations, great fight. If you haven't checked it out, it's up on Netflix. You go check it out. The David Chappelle special is also out. I've got that. I need to go check that out. And maybe I might review it on one of the YouTube special that I'm dropping here soon. I have an episode of that will be coming up, but this after the match podcast, and this we do wrestling things and all. So also on the beats for today, John Cena. So we had John Cena retire this past just 7 days ago, Saturday 13th. Today is Saturday 20th. He retired, and I mean, we were like, I mean, after today, man, I see him again and all of that. So he made his appearance. He was on the "What Do You Want to Talk About" podcast, the Cody Rhodes podcast. He went to see Cody in Cody's Nightmare Factory in Atlanta, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, and they had a great conversation. And I had a lot of takeaways from it. Obviously, we know just know is a politician, and also Cody Rhodes is a politician, and these are the WWE produced podcasts. What were you expecting? We're not going to expect the sauce and everything, but at least we're happy to like see him, have a conversation. I think that podcast right now is heading into 1 million views. Almost, it's getting, if not already there right now. Um, Almost 2 days removed. It should be like a day right now removed, and everybody wants to get their eyes and ears on that. And just now, there's a whole lot of thing, and I believe in the 16-minute mark, he did talk about like the why, the story, and the reason for him tapping out like the way he did. And yeah, on the podcast, I would love to get in there. You hear from the man himself, and then we'll just go in on the very conversation. Yeah.
Once you put your art out, it is no longer yours.
Understood.
It's not.
Yeah.
So you can ask me what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And now you look at the artist painting, and it's like you're walking through a gallery, and the artist is right there. And I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. But what I'm thinking matters little because of the overwhelming conversation that the public has.
Sure.
Maybe, just maybe, I'll give a guideline to some folks out there, and it'll help curate their experience.
Yeah.
But just because I set out to do something,
Yeah.
now it's in the public's hands, and the public views how they
Of course.
Like, so this is basically him talking about the old beat, because personally for us fans, everybody criticized the ending to that match, even non-wrestling fans. Like, I need to get my glasses out there because this is a serious business. Everybody was like, going in on the old comment, like, why would he tap out? Like, this man, for 23 years, never give up. He's the man, he's the one and everything, and that's the way he did. I mean, everybody have come into the pro wrestling business. Everybody knows now about the pro wrestling business. Some that doesn't know, really go find out, like, it's all out there. You're not gonna hear from me. I mean, I'm as real wrestling fan can get. So like, it's just so crazy to have him come talk about that. And like, this is him practically saying like, Yes, because there's no way he would have looked at that ending and not understand that people criticize him for doing that. Like, you know, for sure, Gunther has been pushing the agenda. Like, I want to make this man tap out. This man should give up and everything. Like, Gunther was already, you know, big and huge. Like in this last game of like him being like, you know, a feared superstar. Like, but like if that didn't end like that, like coming to in hindsight, like I don't think like if that ending did not end that way, Gunther isn't as hated as I mean, fans were going after him. The show ended in 10. They were waiting to midnight, like they were going after the goddamn man. I mean, the man had to add securities and police and people, you know, to even get him to his own boss. Now that's the 80s right there. Like that's from because the people were angry. Like it took balls for the management to actually have that go that way, and for him to say he wants to go that way, and they accept for him to go that way, like it's crazy. So this was like him practically just trying to like, you know, he understood the criticism, he gets the tapping out and all that. It was just a crazy
And for the
scene.
last 5 minutes,
Yeah.
everything I preach about story and drama and having a conversation with the audience, the ones I love are in the front row. I know my colleagues are watching on the monitor back there. We're just in a sleeper hole, man.
Yeah. Ed Koski brought that up.
We're just in a sleeper hole.
Sleeper for
but
sleeper.
we're having that conversation with the audience.
Yeah.
So as I essentially take my last breath, I have struggled. If you think of somebody, the natural causes scenario, or however we picture loss in our life, all of us have been through it. They struggle, they struggle, they struggle. They hang on just long enough to make sure to say goodbye to everybody that's been meaningful in their lives. And that whole day was so many unbelievably vulnerable, meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
And then you realize I've connected with everybody I love.
Yeah.
Physically, I feel great. I think it's time to take that last breath.
Yeah.
And that's that. I hate to keep going back morbidly to obituaries, but like this person died peacefully.
Yeah. He's faced death with a smile.
Yes. And knowing that, like, man, we are in a good place. We're going to be great going forward. And this is literally like the bottom of the T-shirt says, "I gave everything. Thank you for everything."
Yeah.
And that, in that one moment, that was that going peacefully. You know, so like
So like that's it, like not like you heard it from the man, because basically you have people coming and like, "Yeah, why did he have to tap?" You heard it from the man, and if it's not from the man himself, he wasn't the one that made the decision. Like like he's taking it on himself now to tell you that I was the one that made the call. Like I decided to give up, I decided to let go and everything, because you know, funny enough, like I literally was watching his documentary this early morning while waking up around 5 a.m. to watch the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua's fight. But I was just like, okay, let me go, let me just wait up a bit, let the event finish so I can, you know, catch up so that I can skip because I can't, you know, get this. And I'm like watching this documentary, it's really that ruthless aggression documentary, the one on Justin's, the rise on Justin and all of that. And like you personally got to see like what this man literally go through in a chronicle version, and you're like, oh shit, that was a whole lot. And for someone that carried it, there was a moment in that documentary. It's up there on YouTube on of his vault. You can go check it out. Ruthless aggression, the one on John Cena is right to the top. Like there was a moment where he was like he was supposed to be the one at the Hall of Fame, and when he was champion, I think I believe he was supposed to face Triple H the very next day, and during the Hall of Fame ceremony, he was supposed to come and celebrate somebody in the celebrity wing, and right before they were doing the instructions on him, he was talking about that, and the fans were just bowing, like literally going in on this man. Like, see, I did a podcast on John Cena's career. I have not really done on his career like I did on the final match. I think at some point I would love to do that on his career now. Many podcasters have already done a whole lot. You can listen to is well documented. And I feel like the heel turn, impeccable, the best we've seen since Hogan, with the NWO shit. But like the fact that this person had to like what this man went through with the hands of the fans, the hands of the audience for 20 something years. When he said I was in an abusive relationship, he wasn't wrong. Like that wasn't just a line. That was him like, I'm telling you what I felt. And I remember one of those moments where I think it was at one of the Germany show, we had Brussels and everything, and the fans literally were like, you could, they literally said, "We are sorry," because like if you go into talk about the whole thing of like go through his career, like, damn, like it wasn't his fault that Brock left. Stone Cold left, Rock left. Like anyhow, any which way you want to look at it, Brock left to pursue other career in UFC and everything. The Rock for Hollywood, and then Stone Cold, I believe, with the neck and retirement, all of that. Like nobody was there to pick up the pieces. Nobody was there to carry. Nobody was there to be the face of this goddamn company. This man was chosen not because he was the freaking best, but he was the one they could choose at that time. And the burden that somebody must feel for being the one, the chosen one, is not always easy. You can call it's not even as if he's a neighbor baby or anything. That man work his ass to even be there. Almost getting fired in the Christmas cut. But the rap on the bus, the infamous, if not the famous rap on the bus with Stephanie being there and literally saving a happy accident, as he will put it. This man was saved to be the one for us, and he carried his company on his fucking back, smiling through the hate, smiling through the pain, smiling through like on the documentary that you had people like Bruce Pritchard talk about like even times that like it was a lot on him, like he did not sell it, always with a smile, always from interview to shows to, and not now that WWE not even doing live events like live shows and everything, and we'll get down to that and all of that. But like somebody that literally carry company back, like some point in life we all as mummies will be like, I mean, not just until we are about to die that we're like, oh, I give up. Sometimes we just have like, I've tried, I've done the best that I can, and like just literally tap the fork, and I'm like, I'm done. I can't let this get to me no more. I want to take this for myself. Like as painful as that might be, because you talk about his pride, talk about his ego, talk about everything he's fucking lived for. Now he has to face his life after all of this, and talk to people after all of this, and being able to be in front of somebody and conversate and tell you about like, okay, this is what I was feeling at the moment for me to do this. Like it must be a freaking lot. I mean, I'm not like those ones that got so mad and peace and everything. I'm grateful that I am grateful he smiled through it. I'm grateful he was okay by it. I'm grateful he did what he had to do what he had to do. And like as long as that man can sleep like with his two eyes closed and sleep next to his beautiful wife and wake up in the morning and find food and eat and be okay and go about his life, as long as that man feels okay doing that, I'm fine. And if you're not fine by it, should get the closure you need. He said it himself. Get on the 13th, get the fucking closure you need. Fans know what to get the closure. Now, maybe after this podcast, as I sit down, if you still don't get the closure, it's on you, dude. It's on you guys. Go out there and get the closure because that man has. And I'm not I'm not getting heated right here for somebody that doesn't want to get the closure. If you did not like it, I'm sorry. It was not meant to be for everybody. If the references were not supposed to, they mentioned Obi Kenobi, they mentioned the Star Wars shade, they reference every single reference they could make to get this thing cleared up and you to get the closure. If you don't get the closure, please go get the closure because the man has fucking gotten his own closure. So like I mean back to the I don't want to go there on a rant there, but like literally it was just a whole lot. And he did talk about like failing and superstars, you know, not having the room to fail and everything. And like, before we had live shows and fans could do live shows, they could, go on live events. Like you could go there, try new things. That's how all of them in the past did. But now it's way tougher because these superstars don't get to really have that. Everything now is televised. I mean, NXT is picked up by CW. Evolve is on Tubi, Raw on Netflix, SmackDown on USA Network, like YouTube, uh, all platforms you could think of now, all WWE podcasts. Where do you go to fail with eyeballs and phone and cameras not being around you? None. So like right now they have it tough more than anything, and this was just him talking about the comparison and wrestlers not transiting, and it was just like a whole conversation. We'll just have to go
What
one
they
more
do,
topic.
lose everything they learned and just do a surgical, bland story. Just where are we at now?
Yeah.
And you say, oh man, the live events were fun because you take a big swing. Every time they turn the cameras on, it's a live event.
True.
I never treat any event other than a live event. And when I hear people say, oh, we used to do this at live events, my knee jerk reaction is, well, what is tonight?
Yeah, there's a live audience.
It's a television audience. It's a live event.
Yes.
And if the audience is apathetic, I don't care how good you think your story is, it's not good.
Yeah.
You want the live event. And I, through having a ton of reps, so my training is with a ton of time under tension in front of live audiences, but I treat everything like a live event.
Sure.
Here's a knock against live events. I would see performers like you and people in the middle go out and have fun on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And on Monday, they would lose everything they learned and just do a surgical, bland, storyless performance because they knew they were on television.
Right.
And they never took any of the wisdom or any of the fun they had and put it in here when the cameras were on.
Yeah.
What I was grateful enough to have was teachers and mentors who were like, Saturday is no different than Monday.
Yeah.
Remember why the people got energized.
Sure.
It's because you did this goofy thing. And if you're not brave enough to put the goofy thing on TV, put the emotion you had doing the goofy thing on TV. Yeah. And then believe. So,
like, this is actually one of those ones that you look at and you're like, okay, so because as a veteran that he is, and you understand, like, he's been part of so many generations here in WWE. 23 years is not 23 days. Like, he's been through a whole lot, he's seen a whole lot, he's seen so many people come and go, and he knows what he's talking about and everything. And like, um I know that's not like easy for you to say, easy for you to, like, right now everything is out there, is televised. Like, any small mistake you make, you might be out of a job. Like, it's easier to lose a job now. It's easier to get fired now than before. I mean, you could do the mistakes and nobody might see that, you can get it and nobody would but right now everything is just so out there. So like, the rate of wanting to fail is literally low. Everybody wants to win and all of that. Like, you see them lighting heads there, like out there, like trying to figure it all out. Like, you would really, I really am proud of like the artists we have today, like, obviously, because I can't imagine the pressure. Like, okay, you could have a viral moment going out there, somebody can see you, like somebody can meet. Like, there was just a moment like recently where Eamon was just coming out, they were doing their ill stuff and all, and as he was leaving, like, he literally, a young kid came in for the picture, like, he literally pushed, obviously, because Eamon is a fucking heel, like, he's not gonna come hug and kiss babies when he knows that cameras are everywhere. Like, oh, Eamon just was just there healing it up, and he's right here kissing babies and taking hugs. So like, but that clip was cut in a bad time because like caught him pushing over the, like, so like everything can be misinterpreted now. Like, I mean, I can still call back to Javon Evans and Randy Orton at NXT, one of their kickoff episodes, pilot episodes at on CW, and you just see him when he missed that RKO, and like he missed it, he over rotated and everything, and he could not get in for that. You could just see him like as if his life ended. And as a human being, you can one-on-one connect with that, but at the same time you're about like, I mean, just keep going, don't. And you saw Randy was trying to like, get him through, like, no, no, like, you could see him say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like, I could feel for him at that time. Like, if that wasn't televised, we would not even have to get to see it. But now everything is so televised, everything is just out there. And I mean, come on, it has to be so pressure. Like, I can't imagine the heart rate and blood pressure of these wrestlers and these superstars, because they should be through the roof every single day. They have to go out there and do anything. And I mean, it was crazy. One other thing I want to like bring in here was like when he was talking about one of the shows then, and Stone Cold Steve Austin came in and like said something to him, like, I think you need to hear it, because this one, like, this one of those things that for me, I'm like, it shows and it says a lot about what this man had to do and how the pressures he had to do. And in that documentary, they, I think for the past two, when he beat who did he beat? He beat JBL and he beat Shawn Michaels. Is it Shawn Michaels or Triple H? It was all in the arena at WrestleMania. And the very next one, the third one, he was champion. It was in the stadium. I think that was the first time going back to the stadium, Ford Field, and you could just see everybody talking about like that. That was because of him, because people believed in him. Like, the adults hated him, but the children were buying merch and were coming for him. They were the families. Like, it was just amazing scene. So I think this is one of the times that we're talking about something like related to when Stone Cold came in and talk about just hear it for yourself.
came back around when we did State by Ass.
Mm-hmm.
You now have the metric.
Yeah.
My introduction to that was a little bit more brash.
Hit me with it.
when Steve Austin came back around when we did Staples.
Yeah.
Steve is real beautiful with his wisdom.
Yeah.
Just it's I admire him for always being him, and it's a lesson that stuck with me. Champion, doing things that like, okay, the business is going well. We're digging it out. There's no more is there 1,200 people.
Yeah.
Buildings in the tunnels, but it's like he walked in daylight.
Yeah, it was Anaheim.
It was Anaheim.
Yeah.
He walked in daylight. Hey kid, how you doing? And you could see the arena from where we were at. Man, I'm doing great. Things are going good. I'm doing this. I'm doing this on TV tonight. He goes, that's great. We didn't have this fucking black curtain when I performed. Have a good night. Out. But not cold, honest.
Yeah, of
The
course.
metric you should be reaching for, if you are doing what you say you're doing, is getting the word out. And I wanted to have that one last chance with the brotherhood, the family, the fraternity, to say we got here because of these folks. We need to surpass this because of you guys.
Yeah.
Let's toast to that. You know what I'm saying?
So this was him talking about his toast at his final event, his last match, and he said he made a toast, and he was pointing out to metrics like the largest arena gate in WWE's history. Like that's crazy. This company has been here for years, and it's his last match that has the present and current, I mean, most grossed event in ticketing. I think they made over $5 million, and that's crazy in just it was not. It's not as if it was a big like it was a PL. It wasn't even a PL. It was not a nice main event. Just a throwaway show made for the networks, and this just became bigger because it was John Cena, his last match. People came in all over the world. I mean, they had that place packed up, and it's crazy. And this was just him sharing about like I mean, look at all the metrics we did, the numbers we did, and all. Like I'm leaving that for you. You take that and run with it. And it couldn't have had this conversation with the right one more than Cody, because Cody is the run with the quarterback, the QB one right now. So he needs to like listen to this and understand like what he has to deal with right now as a WWE champion going forward, and all that. Like I can imagine for the wrestlers being there in the room listening to him say all of those things, like it would resonate with them. They understand what they have to do. Like you have the opportunity not to fail. You should not fail, and you should do in your work, come in here, do your work, and just be a champion. And like I wish them all the best and all of that. I mean, crazy. What a crazy sit down. MJF came back on AW. We get to talk that this was a special episode of After the Match podcast. We actually really go in on a lot of things. Cody and Drew McIntyre brawling it out at their homes, trying to get who's the right one for the job. The WWE is focusing more on WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. With the tape episodes all out there and all of that, we'll get right in on things on the next episode. But like for now, thank you so much for being a part of this episode and loving watching the fact that you are here and everything. And we hope this episode, obviously, this is not the way we do our After the Match podcast, but this needed to be the best one, the way we wanted. I wanted to get this done and put this out there. And I hope you can enjoy this. And please sound us on the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and put in the words and all of that. I'm still your host, Samuel Lyon, and this was After the Match podcast right here on Hello Media. Thank you so very much.